Hello, and welcome back to the State of the Fandom. My name is Neil Fox, and we have some very interesting developments in the Cure the Wolf investigation that we are conducting. With me, as always, is my partner in love and in life, and in everything that I do, Link Labrador.
Hello, this is Link Labrador, the ever-vigilant watchdog of the furry fandom.
Yes,
How is
indeed.
everyone doing today?
Yes, indeed. I'm doing okay. It's been an interesting day, to say the least.
God, yes, it has. Between the epic breaking news that we just received.
Yes.
And I would assume you just got a new message of some sort.
Yes. So, before I tell you about that, let's just summarize for the benefit of our listeners what happened earlier today. So, there is an address that Kiro apparently lived at. From the information that I had, he still lived there, but apparently that information was outdated. So, the address...
By a couple of weeks, too.
Yeah, by a couple of weeks.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. Kiro apparently just recently moved out of an apartment, and that is quite interesting. I have quite a lot of footage to share, and, we were careful not to bother anybody. We were careful to make sure to be respectful of the people that we talked to. And unfortunately, for the sake of our investigation, Mr. Joshua Hoffman no longer lives at that address. But we learned exactly where he used to live, and we got some very interesting information about his roommates, and possibly a current roommate. Now, I'm going to be going through all of the evidence that we collected, because there's maybe about an hour or so of footage. So, obviously I'm not going to remember all that off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to go through it and compile it and put it together so that we can tell the story and get the evidence to the public. But a very productive day in terms of the investigation. We have a lot of new information that no one has seen yet. No one knows this information. This is new information in regards to the Kiro case.
Interesting. What is this information?
Well, like I said, we have information about the roommates that Kiro was living with up until about 2 months ago, apparently.
Yep.
We spoke to someone who lived just down the hall from where he lived in this building. And we also spoke with somebody who works at one of the businesses in that building. So it's a residential area with businesses in the lower levels and then residential in the upper levels. Yeah, it's relatively common for New England.
Oh, God, yeah.
And,
super common.
Yeah. And so, we have some excellent contacts. We're going to be interviewing the person that lived down the hall from him, because he, as it happened, was a friend of Mr. Joshua Hoffman. Now, thank God, apparently, he did not know anything about what Kiro had done. He did not know anything about Kiro's online presence. He was surprised to learn that, as he called him, Josh, was a YouTuber. Didn't even know that he had a YouTube channel. So, makes sense. For somebody who lives down the hall from you, they're not going to necessarily know that unless you tell them. And I am not surprised that Kiro did not tell him. But apparently, this person was invited over for Dungeons & Dragons, visited their apartment about 7 times, he said. So, I guess every couple of months, maybe he would go over for whatever reason. Hopefully, we will get to interview this person and get more information about what Kiro has been doing for the past 2 years while he has been largely silent on the internet. Sorry, not 2 years, since 2018. So for 4 years, he's been largely silent. Not entirely silent, but largely silent. And, I feel so excited about this. Like, this is something that I have been trying to uncover. This is something that I've been trying to learn for such a long time. And this is a huge break in the story.
Indeed, it is now.
So, let me just read you a message that I got earlier today. I find this message to be quite funny. It says, now this is by an account called Archive the Wolf. We've talked about this account before, remember?
Yes, we have.
Kiro Archive on Twitter. I have recommended this archive channel several times because this person, whoever they are, has done an excellent job of summarizing the evidence. It's a lot of evidence. It's very complicated. And it is difficult to understand, especially for someone who is not deeply, deeply into the furry fandom. Like, I have trouble understanding it, and I knew Kiro. I met him in person. I met him online. I talked to him extensively, and even I have trouble following all of this. So, thank you, Kiro Archive, for the excellent work that you have done. Now, here's what this person had to say to me. Coda is not a prop to use for whatever your latest scam is. Stop acting like you're the only person talking about this case. And for God's sake, don't harass whoever lives at Kiro's old address. Interesting, Kiro Archive. Thank you for your message. So, not a prop. Okay. Interesting for you, the person who has been one of the loudest and most frequent voices for Coda, the dog that Kiro raped. Interesting that you would be one to say that I'm using Coda as a prop. I am not. I am pointing out the fact that this animal was raped and has not received justice. That is all I am doing. If you don't believe that, I am shocked, because you have been telling this story so well for so long. I want to help you in this journey, in this fight for justice. I want to help you. And attacking each other is not going to help.
No, it will not.
To use for whatever your latest scam is. Yeah, please define. I am more than happy to debate you on the issues, but I am not the same person that I was in 2015 when I traced stuff. I was wrong. I have said many times, I am sorry. I was wrong. I am not the same person. I have been through many years of therapy. I have been through many years of training in various different disciplines, including art training, to learn from my mistakes. I have changed. And if people don't see that at this point, that's their problem and not mine. Stop acting like you're the only person talking about this case. What are you talking about? I know that I'm not the only person talking about this case. However, I would like to point out that whenever I talk about it, or whenever you talk about it, or whenever other people talk about it, at this point, after 4 years, people say, oh, well, there's no new evidence in the case. Why are you still talking about it? Well, I just found new evidence in the case. So, we do have something new to talk about. And just because you don't like me doesn't mean that the evidence is not real.
Agreed.
You are welcome to dislike me. That is fine. I know that I come across rudely to people. I know that I rub people the wrong way. I am autistic.
Now, I have a question to
Sure.
the naysayers out there.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, are you guys doing anything like this?
Yeah.
Or are you just, oh, there's nothing to see here, nothing to see here?
Are you guys on the ground actually trying to bring Kiro to justice? Because I don't see anyone doing that other than us. Now, yes, there are many people working hard online, and I am not dismissing that work. That work is important. But in investigative journalism, sometimes you have to go and do it in person. Sometimes that is necessary.
But don't just be a keyboard warrior.
Don't! You look
Now,
at...
if I had the opportunity to hunt down Simba,
Mhm.
I would hunt down his location. I would go interview him myself.
Yes.
And next time that there's a virtual furry convention or whatever, I may just talk to him myself.
Please do. Let's find him. Let's talk to him, over VR chat or whatever.
Exactly. Again, I've heard a lot of terrible things. I have seen a lot of terrible things, and I've seen what Simba has done to people. I have personally taken it to heart. Oh, and Simba's also personally attacked me and tried to remove me from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
On Kiwi farms.
Yeah.
Dumbass. I mean, he orchestrates his own Kiwi farms.
Of course he
He's not
does.
much of a narcissist.
Jesus. That's kind of a new low for me. I'm sure other people have done what Simba has done. When I say new low for me, I have never heard of someone other than Simba actually posting to their own Kiwi Farms thread. That's kind of weird. I did not know someone would do that. But, Simba continues to surprise me.
He's the bane of the furry fandom.
But yes, so just to summarize... Oh, sorry, let me finish here. Don't harass whoever lives at Kira's old address. Fair enough. We didn't.
Oh, okay.
We didn't harass anyone. We asked some of his former, people who lived in the same house. We asked them some questions. Well, not necessarily roommates, but like people who lived in the same apartment complex or the same apartments.
Yeah.
We asked people questions, and they responded of their own free will. That's not harassing people. I don't. Can someone please explain to me why I get no benefit of the doubt? I do not understand. And I'm asking a serious question because I am autistic. I don't understand people very well. Archive the Wolf, you have been trying to take Hero down for years and been doing an excellent job. And someone is trying to help your investigation and you're attacking them? Why?
Genius.
Are you serious? Why?
Oh, because we're scamming everyone.
How am I scamming anyone? Please.
How is this a scam?
Please tell... someone, please.
Please explain.
Tell me.
For the love of God, for the love of Jesus, explain how this is a scam.
Can someone please...
Scams, explain how this is a scam, brother.
Can someone please explain how me trying to take down an animal rapist is a scam? By the way, on my own dime.
On our own dime.
We drove here using our gas. We stayed in an Airbnb overnight. We have paid money to be here. How is that a scam? We are trying to serve justice. Not ourselves. We are trying to get justice served, is what I'm trying to say. We are trying to get justice served in a horrible case where the victim, an animal, cannot speak up for himself. Even if he was still alive, he could not speak up for himself. So, can someone please explain to me why this happens? Because I legitimately do not understand. Archive the Wolf, I am trying to help your investigation. I am trying to help the case that you have been studying for years.
Oh, the moment you get involved, it's somehow a scam.
Sure.
Based off of other people's compiled evidence and research. What side are you people on?
Yes.
Seriously.
Can someone please debate me on the facts instead of just saying, "Oh, you must be scamming people"?
Yeah.
How?
Please explain.
Can anyone?
Are we asking for money for people?
No.
No.
We're not.
Are we doing this of our own volition? Yes.
Have you heard of the word journalist before? This is what journalists do. Journalists follow a story until they find the answer. And yes, you may not like me. That's fine. I don't care if you like me or not. What I do care about is the truth. And slandering me with lies is not in pursuit of the truth. So I am opposed to that. I am opposed to attacking me with lies. If you want to attack me with the truth, go right ahead. I am happy to admit what I have done wrong. I am happy to learn from my mistakes, and I am happy to change. I am doing my best to do that. I am not a perfect person by any means. I am not a perfect person.
I know what song we can play at the end of this particular one. Perfect Person by Green Day. Or Not a Perfect Person for Green Day. Whatever the fuck it is. Who cares? It's Green Day.
That's great.
Not a perfect person. There's many things in life I wish I didn't do.
Yes. Yes. If you want to criticize me for tracing in 2015, that is your right. I do not have any way to stop you. And I don't want to stop you.
I mean, if you want to continue harping on someone tracing an X amount of time after the after the statute of limitation has dissolved.
Yes, the statute of limitations expired in 2018.
And here's my response to further questions about the tracing is statute of limitations dissolved. Shut up, go away. Shut up, next question.
Exactly. If you want to talk about it, if you want to come on the podcast and debate me, please. I am happy to do that. I will debate anyone. I will talk to anyone. I am happy to. Because I have nothing to hide.
Unlike Heroes.
Unlike Hero. Yes, unlike Hero, unlike Majira. Yes, so, please, can we have a debate on the facts and not just throwing insults at each other?
Because I really have better things to do than throw insults at you, and I can come up with more creative insults than you.
Yeah.
A lot more creative.
That's great. But, yeah, I have made mistakes. I am a person who has grown in my life. I can admit that I have made mistakes, and I am happy to talk about the mistakes that I've made. For example, tracing. Sure, that was bad. I am sorry. 2, not finishing people's commissions on time. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. And in addition, there were extenuating circumstances. If you must know, I was running for my life after my home was broken into, and I did not have commissions as the first thing on my mind. Now, yes, I should have communicated more clearly with the people who commissioned me, but I made it right. I communicated with the people who were ready to communicate with me once I was able to get back online and actually pay attention to it, and I refunded everyone's money. What do you want me to do? I can't go back in time and prevent someone from breaking into my house. That's not possible. It's also not possible for me to go back in time and tell myself, hey, just don't take any commissions right now because you're going to be really busy in a week when somebody breaks into your house. Like, I can't do that. I can when someone comes to me and says, you did the wrong thing. I can say, okay, I was wrong. Now let me make it right. But what I can't do is I cannot live up to a standard of perfection. That is not possible. And the fact that furries on the internet apparently expect a standard of perfection is ludicrous. Everyone has made mistakes. Everyone has skeletons in their closet. Everyone has things that they would rather not have to think about that they did 10, 15, 20 years ago. That is something that everyone deals with. As a person who has been, not famous by any means, but as a person who has been a public figure to an extent on the internet for many years, my mistakes are public. That's part of the job. So my mistakes are easy to find and compile into a snappy YouTube video. That's fine. Go right ahead. You will not hurt my feelings by talking about my mistakes that I have worked to fix. So, in conclusion, Archive the Wolf, thank you for the excellent work that you have done. Please, let's be adults here and debate on the facts and not yell at each other when we are trying to accomplish the same goal, which is to take down Hiro for what he did.